today now, right, they say there's 3 pillars to life, right? The first one is breathing, right? The second one is cold exposure. And the third one is mind management, right? They're very, very important, right? And I can vouch for this now, and Jean can vouch for it. And I don't think Esther's in here, but Esther can vouch for it, especially Jean now. Jean's the queen of all this carry on, right? She's fantastic. And I mean, I've been doing it for a while, but nothing like Jean. I mean, she's just phenomenal. I'm just, catching up with her, as they say, catching up with her. So it's called conscious breathing, right? And we've touched off it over the last couple of times that I've been in and stuff. But today we're going to take it to another level, because I want you to understand the benefits of it, right? There's huge benefits, and there's techniques I'm going to show you. And I'm going to go over the cold showers, because I think I've only gone as far as the cold showers now. And I think that's enough, really, for the moment, right? The cold showers are phenomenal. This morning now, for example, it was my 3rd day doing +2 minutes under the cold shower. And I broke through that barrier. If you get as far as 2 minutes, you break through that barrier of cold, and you could stay in there all day. You wouldn't mind. It's like when you go to the beach and you go into the water first, it's all cold, freezing cold. And then you start swimming and stuff, and your body adapts to the temperature, right? And this is extremely good for you. So if you can learn from today, right, and just have the attitude, right, let's just do this, right? Let's just get in here. Let's do the 2 minutes. It's not going to kill me. It's really good for me. And what I do is I get in the shower, I wash my hair and everything, and I do exfoliating or whatever I do in there. And then I say, right, down goes the temperature. Now, your temperature won't go down to cold straight away, so you can turn it down, right? And you can do it as slow as you want. It's up to yourself. But go down to the coldest, right? You have your thermostat, you go down to the coldest, and you breathe your way through it. And when you exhale, you're going, and you're letting go. Going, I can, and reassure yourself while you do. Your inner voice should be reassuring yourself while you do it, and say, I can do this. Come on, this is fantastic for my body. This is energizing my body. It is helping the blood flow through all the system, and it's doing me the world of good. And then you get to the 2 minutes. Before you know it, you're at the 2 minutes, and you find, oh, that's better. Oh, that's even better. Okay, we're getting there now. And keep talking to yourself, and then you literally, like, I find you get to about 1 minute and you're starting to reach for the off button, and in fairness, if you're starting new to this, 30 seconds to start with is enough, right? And then go to after, you can do that for a week, and then you can go to the 1 minute, and then you can go to the 2 minutes. And I tell you, once you go to the 2 minutes, you'll feel it. You'll feel the cold leaving you, right? And you'll feel, oh yeah, and your hands will drop away from the button to turn it off, and you'll go, right, I can do this. And you just do that, and then turn around and just, enjoy it. Let it go, flow down your back and stuff, and just let it enjoy it, and put your head back and enjoy the cold. Because it won't be cold at this stage. It'll be so refreshing. It is so refreshing, and it revives you. It brings your body alive, right? Okay, that's why I started doing it, because I couldn't function. I was like, I need something, and it was Sam again. It was like, get a cold shower going, and I did. And do you know what? I'm very grateful to that. It's really, really good, because you can hear all these things, cold showers, blah blah. And it goes all over your head, and you don't pay any attention. But when you hear today the benefits of it, you'll basically hopefully get to the stage where you go, right, let's start this, And the sooner you get to the 2 minutes, you will realize that the body does adapt, and you don't feel the cold anymore, right? It's just like when you're in the ocean. If you do any swimming, you notice, this is great, I'll stay in here. And you could stay in there for 20 minutes, like, no bother. Okay, So it's conscious breathing is the first kind of thing, right? And the conscious breathing, I've done this before, just go recap because some of you haven't been in this, hearing this before. I got requests to repeat it. So the conscious breathing is when you breathe in. It's more beneficial to breathe in through your nose. Now, if your nose is blocked, by all means, breathe through your mouth. But specifically, I would state, if you can breathe through your nose, breathe through your nose, right? It's much better for you. The air is filtered, it's warmer, it's kinder to your body. You're activating all these nerves and veins and everything around your nose and stuff. The air causes vibrations, which is really, 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 really good for you. I can't stress it enough. Okay. So what you do is when you wake up, you take a nice deep breath in. Leave it out. Now, I would recommend, right, when you're asleep, you're exhaling all this carbon dioxide, the CO2, right? Okay. And that's not necessarily good for you, right? So I would recommend, even if you leave the window open just slightly, like a crack, right? Okay. If you can leave it open more, that's even better, but a crack will do, and leave your door open, right? So the air can circulate a bit. So all that carbon dioxide that you've exhaled during the night isn't stuck in the room, right? So when you wake up nice and slowly, and you just take a nice deep breath in and you exhale it. Now, I would always exhale longer than you inhale, right? Okay. Now, I'll go back over bits of that again later on, but for the moment, I'm just touching off things to just recap, right? So if you're inhaling, you inhale for 5 and you exhale for 6. And that's the balancing. And I'll explain more about that in a little while. Okay. So when you're breathing and you're letting go, you're purposefully letting go. You're saying, I let go of everything. And your body goes into a relaxed state. And that's where the exhale has to be longer than the inhale, because you're activating a different part of the brain, right? I'll go through that again in a while, but it's basically causing more relaxation, right? So you're becoming more relaxed, your body is balancing, and everything is good. Okay. So I would do my breathing first thing in the morning upon waking up, right? Okay. Because it's better to do your breathing before you eat. Now, you can do it in the bed if you want. It's recommended actually you do it in the bed or in a recliner or stuff, because it's better for you, right? Just in case when you're getting used to it, the body is adapting and stuff, that you have a secure base for yourself, right? Okay, so it's important that, and you do 20 to 30 deep breaths, right? In through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, purposefully, so you're really taking a deep breath in, and you're activating your stomach is expanding, your ribs are expanding, and your chest expanding right up to your head, right? Now, when you inhale right up, it's like a flow, right? It's like you can compare it to a seesaw, or you can compare it to a wave. It's continuous breathing. So there's no gaps, right? So you're breathing in. So you're breathing in as far as you can, and then you swing around and you go back down again. So it's like, right? Or a wave goes up, 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 and then it crashes, right? Okay, so you're breathing in. So you're breathing out on the exhale. Okay, so it's a circle, right? There's no breaks. It's a circle. It's a cycle. You can pick any word you want, really, right? Okay. So what this does is it activates the vascular system, and it strengthens up your body and strengthens up your heart, right? Okay, this is very, very important, because the vascular system is so long. I mean, I'm talking so long. It goes right through your whole body, right? And I'll touch off that again later. Okay. So when you wake up, just do one round to start with, okay, of 30 deep breaths, okay? All right, in and out. And try that for a day or two, okay? And I'll give you the next phase then in a minute, okay? So by doing this, you have many, 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 many advantages, right? It not only will calm you down, right? You're oxygenating parts of your brain that haven't been oxygenated for years, right? You're waking up your brain. And when they do things like scans, because this has all been scientifically proven, right? When they do the scans, they see the different parts of the brain activating, right? Okay. And it's very, very important because we need to use all of the brain, not just some of it. And most people just use some of the brain. But when you wake up these areas, right, and you do it repeatedly, you actually improve your intelligence, right? And because you're making yourself calmer, it actually benefits the brain as well, because when you're relaxed, everything flows better. And this will increase your understanding of things because you're taking your time to understand things. So you actually become more intelligent, right? Which is a very good plus, right? It also increases your clarity. It also increases your awareness. And when you become aware, right, you actually learn more, you take in more because you see things, you understand things, right? And that is very important, right? We're activating the brain the way it's never, ever been activated before. And that's very, very important, right? Okay. Now, let's see, we won't hit off that yet now. So breathing, you do the breathing techniques in first thing in the morning, right? Okay. And that's the 30 deep breaths in and the 30 deep breaths out, and you're releasing, right? So you can count in if you want, or you can go as far as you can. I recommend going as far as you can and then exhaling as far as you can, right? That's the best way to do it. Okay, so one of the main reasons I started doing this is because it turns around inflammation. And inflammation is the root cause of everything, right? The root cause of everything, right? And it also, what it does is it helps the different parts of the body. Now, I'm just trying to see there. There was something I wanted to mention there about, I have so many pages of information here. The brain has 3 sections, right? You have the gut, right? Which is, you've often heard the gut is connected to the brain because the brain has 3 sections. So the gut, the heart, and the brain, right? They're the 3 sections, right? And it's very, very important that you look after these 3 areas, because if you do, you will be far better off. Now, your gut obviously is very, very important, and they're talking more and more about the gut every day. If you can look after that, your gut, by eating properly and learning what you should do to help that, very, very important. They also say, follow your gut. It'll save your life. And I can honestly say, yes, many a time it has saved my life and others' lives, right? Listen to your gut, right? All connected, feelings, emotions, everything like that. The heart is connected to the body and the brain and everything, because the heart, when you connect with other people, you feel that, right? You feel that, and it connects to the brain because you think, oh God, that was beautiful. That feeling, that was beautiful. And you become aware of all the feelings. So that's how they are connected, right? Okay, so that was something I really wanted to mention. So, okay, so this breathing also alkalines the body. Now, we all know that having an acidic body is not good for us. So you have an acidic body and an alkaline body. We want an alkaline body. Very little can survive in an alkaline body. When you do this breathing, 30 in and 30 out, you actually become alkaline. And that will lead us into some exercise we'll do later on as well, that will teach you that when you alkaline your body, you can hold your breath longer. That's why guys like athletes and stuff can hold their breath underwater for up to 2 to 3 minutes. Now, I've held my breath doing these exercises. I've done a test and I can hold my breath up to 2 minutes, and you can too, right? It's really, really powerful. It's amazing. You don't even want to breathe. Your body is in an alkaline state and you don't need to breathe because it has everything it needs, right? So we'll do that exercise in a while, okay? So the vascular system is revived, right? Now, the vascular system, believe it or not, is 3 times, if you go around the world 3 times, that's the length of the vascular system. It goes weaving in and out of every part of your body. And I didn't believe this, but it's the researchers said it. They said it's 3 times the length of the world, imagine. And what happens is our vascular system gets weaker and weaker if we don't give it a bit of training, right? Okay, and the breathing is training. So what happens is the valves in there, they weaken, right? And the blood doesn't flow as freely. And that's why we have heart attacks and we have strokes and we have all the rest of it. This is all prevention for all that, right? It's very, very, very powerful, right? Okay, so the vascular system, if it's not right, it's a major killer, right? So we want to make it right. We want to strengthen it. And that's what this is all about. This is the why. You always need a why when you're doing things. And the stronger the why, the more you'll be motivated to do this, right? And my why at the moment is really, really strong. I was talking to Jim the other day. Jesus, woman, will you calm down? And I said, yeah, but I'm very passionate about this. It's very, very important, especially him. His vascular system isn't great. So I'm trying to encourage him to do these things, right? So it's very, very important, right? These breathing techniques also affect our lymphatic system. Now, we've talked about our lymphatic system before and how important it is to make sure that it's being drained properly. This helps it because it massages from the inside. All this breathing and this holding and everything activates the flow, right? It improves the flow of your vascular system, which is very, very important. It's a positive move in the right direction. That's what we want. We want positive moves in the right direction, right? That's very, very important, right? So we have the exercise, right? And they're called 30 power breaths in and out, right? So you breathe in, power breath, all up to the air, up to the head, and you breathe out, right out, okay? So that's what they're actually, that's the label you have for them, right? Okay? And when you've done everything, right? When you've done your 30 breaths in and your 30 breaths out, on the exhale, you hold for as long as you can, right? First few times, don't bother timing it. Just hold it. Just hold it and just lie there, relax and hold it. We'll do this now at the very end. I have to make sure I have enough time to do it. So we'll do this at the very end, right? Okay, we'll hold it. And that hold is very, very important, right? Very, very important, right? This hold is what starves things like viruses and stuff like that. It builds your immune system, right? And it's very, very important, right? Okay, so you hold it. And then when you're finished, don't worry about this. I'll do this again. It's all been recorded, so you won't. So when you exhale after the 30 breaths, you exhale your last exhale and you hold it as long as you can, right? And then you inhale and you hold the inhale for 15 seconds, right? Okay, and then you let it go. And one round of this a week, one round of this daily for a week is enough. And then for the next week, you can do 2 rounds, right? And then the next week you do 3 rounds, right? And what I specify here is you do them lying down or in a recliner, right? Because your body has to get used to all this extra oxygen, right? Okay, it has to get used to it. So lie down and get comfortable with it, right? Okay. So next we have the nervous system and what happens in the nervous system. Now, this is fascinating stuff, right? It's called the autonomic nervous system, right? Okay. And you've heard of this before, but I'll go through it again because it's not always easy. Now, if you think of S for stress, right? That's your sympathetic, right, nervous system, right? You've that on one side, okay? And that's your stress. Think of S and stress, right? Now, it's not necessarily, this breathing causes a little bit of stress, but it's not harmful stress, right? Your harmful stress would be the fight or flight or the anxiety and the worry and all those things. They're very bad for you, right? Okay. And what happens is your sympathetic nervous system goes up, right? So you can visualize a nice seesaw, right? Okay. So you have the sympathetic nervous system on one side and you have the parasympathetic nervous system on the other side. P for pause, right? Or relaxation, right? Okay. And when they're balanced, right? And they get balanced by doing the 30 in and the 30 out breathing, right? Because you're balancing them, right? Okay. But if you're in a state of anxiety, stress, and worry, and anger, or any of those, your sympathetic nervous system goes up and your parasympathetic nervous system goes down. And that's not a good state to be in, right? You want to be relaxed. You want to be balanced, right? You want the seesaw to be balanced. This is not good. This is very good. Having your parasympathetic nervous system up and your sympathetic nervous system down is good. That means stress is down, you're more relaxed, and your relaxation is up, right? Okay, so that's just a simple seesaw, right? Okay, now, the automatic system, right, is like a car, right? Your automatic nervous system is like a car. You can't have one up and one, you can't have them both up at the one time, right? That's why it's a seesaw, right? You can't be stressed out to your tonsils and be relaxed at the same time. That's why I had to teach my husband. He doesn't quite understand this stuff, but I had to teach him that when you call someone into the office, right? There was a girl there one day who was very upset because someone had said something to her on the floor that had really upset her. She came into gym, was completely high, completely obsessed, completely stressed. And he told her, sit down, relax. And I started laughing. He says, why are you laughing? I said, because you can't be stressed to your tonsils and relax at the one time, right? Okay, so never tell a woman to relax because she'll eat you. She'll eat you, won't she, Declan? She'll eat you alive. So what you got to do is, what he did was he couldn't get her relaxed, right? So he said to her, listen, my suggestion now, Mary, is you go out for a walk for 15 minutes and take a couple of deep breaths and relax. And she kept on going, she kept on, and he said, no. I can't talk to you when you're like this. He says, I'm not able, he says. He didn't know anything about this parasympathetic. He just knew that I can't do this. I can't talk to a crazy woman, right? So basically, he said, no, Mary, you have to go outside and go for a break, right? Go outside to get a break, take a few deep breaths and come back in. So she came back in about 20 minutes later, a new woman. She was all relaxed. She had balanced her sympathetic nervous system, right? She'd taken her deep breath, she'd calmed herself down. So she took her deep breaths and she had gone to a balanced state, right? Then he could talk to her. Then he solved all her problems and she was a happy lady and off she went, right? So basically, right, my point was you can't do stress and relax at the same time, right? That's why it's a seesaw. So imagine a seesaw, right? Okay, and your goal is to get you both on eye level, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, right? Okay, so that's your goal. That's the visual of it, right? Okay. And if you're in a car, you can't accelerate and be stopped at the one time. That's the other visual, right? Okay, so the stop will be relaxed and the fast will be the sympathetic. Okay, so when you breathe in, your heart speeds up. When you breathe out, your heart slows down, right? Okay, so that's why you breathe in for 5, right? And out for 6. so that you're bringing the relaxation in, and it slowly but surely levels up and it becomes balanced, right? Okay, so that's why you do that, right? Okay, so we'll leave that aside for the moment, right? Okay, that's the breathing. Right, I better check my time now because I want to get a breathing exercise in, right? So the cold showers, I'll get back to the cold showers now. Okay, so the cold showers are phenomenal, right? Absolutely phenomenal, right? Okay, and again, when I've been doing the cold showers for a long time, but only like 30 seconds, and then I go, oh, that's enough, and I turn it off, right? But then I started learning about it, right? And the why. And that's what I need always. I always need a why, right? And when I build up my why, bang, I went to the 2 minutes, right? I said, I can do this. And I just stuck it out and I did it. Now, I had been doing the 30 seconds for a long time, so I wouldn't recommend just going straight into 2 minutes. Do the 30 seconds for a week, or at least a half a week, then go to the minute for a week or a half a week, and then go for it. Because your body has to adjust. There's no point in shocking yourself completely. This has to be fun, right? Okay, so do your 30 seconds for if you want to do for half a week, say half a week. You should be able to do it for a minute after another half a week. You don't want to stay in that zone too long, because it's refreshing and it's lovely, but you don't go through the whole 2 minutes. The sooner you get to the 2 minutes, the better, right? Because you actually don't feel cold when you get out. You don't feel cold. Whereas when you get out after the 30 seconds or the minute, you could still possibly feel cold, right? Okay. So what it does for you is it increases the blood flow, right? And we already have sluggish blood, right? We've talked about that before. So it increases the blood flow, right? Because the valves are working better, right? And the blood is getting thin because it's all getting, the nervous system and the sympathetic nervous and every sort of thing is getting working. So everything flows better. So that's the first thing, right? It flows through your system smoother, basically, right? And that will benefit you, okay? The nutrients and the oxygen increases in your blood, right? And that is very good. It energizes you, right? Okay, and you get more nutrients in from your foods, okay, because the body is more oxygenated, the blood is flowing better, so you'll get more and more nutrients in your body, right? That's good. You also get the minerals. You benefit from more minerals and stuff, because they're going through the system easier, right? Everything's working better, right? You're actually calmer, and when you're calmer, everything works better. Your body, your pain and everything like that. Your pain will actually reduce, right? Your pain will actually reduce from this, right? Because your body becomes stronger. It becomes more resilient, right? You become more energized, so you're able to combat the stresses better, right? It's also very good, like I was saying to my husband there this morning, or last night, if he could, he's going through a wicked time at the moment with his mother. His mother has Alzheimer's, and he's finding it very difficult, right? It's not an easy time. So I said to him, when you're in your cold shower, he hasn't got past the 30 seconds, right? So I said to him, if you increase your 30 seconds to 1 minute and then to 2 minutes, you will actually help yourself in the long run to manage what you're going through with your mother, because it decreases anxiety, it makes you calmer, and it makes you more resilient, right? So it will benefit him hugely. So whether he does that or not now is another thing, because that's his thing, you know. It improves the immune system. It improves your emotional state. If any of you, I don't know whether you do or not, if any of you find you're very anxious, or you get depressed, or you're bipolar, right? This all benefits it. You cannot think of anything else when you're in the water. You don't think of anything else in the water except the cold. You think of the cold and you think you're breathing, right? And when you're breathing, you're thinking you're breathing in, out, for the, so you're giving your mind a break, right? Your pattern interrupting, which is very, very important if you are known to be anxious all the time. Your pattern interrupting, that's very, very important. Now you can have a cold shower 3 times a day if you want. I mean, Jean had one there yesterday at 3 o'clock. You can have them anytime you want, right, throughout the day. And they are a phenomenal pattern interrupt, because your brain can go into, you can go down a rabbit hole, right? And you can be thinking and thinking and thinking of all the bad things and all the horrible things that are happening to you and blah, 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 and that's where Jim is at the moment. He can't stop thinking of his mother, right? Okay. And I'm trying to help him to get away. And they're also on a WhatsApp group and they're talking about her all the time. Everyone goes to see her, and it's a really, there's no escape from it. So I'm trying to give him escapes. And I said to him, increase your showers. He's well able. He's a strong, big, strong man. He's well able for it. So whether he does it now or not, I don't know. But sure, all I can do is tell him, it's up to yourselves. But if you actually do these things, they benefit you hugely, right? You won't be sorry, right? Okay. So it reduces your stress dramatically. It reduces your anxiety and your depression. It increases your happy hormones, right? It increases your happy hormones. So you don't actually, there was a guy on doing an interview, right? And he was socially insecure. So when he was going out, he was going with Wim Hof to do this thing, and he was going into a lake or something, and he was there going, there's other people there now, they'll all see me, whatever. Whereas Wim Hof was going, hi, how you doing, everyone? This is a beautiful day. So your outlook changes, right? You don't care what other people say. You're stronger. You're happier in yourself. Your dopamine and all your happy hormones just go up. Your serotonin, everything goes up, right? And that's what we want. We want them up, right? It also improves your sleep, right? It improves your sleep. Combining these exercises, the breathing exercise and the cold showers, getting out even in the back garden and doing like what I do now in the mornings is I get up. My routine is I get up and I have to throw myself in the shower. I throw myself in the shower and I actually heat up, and then I go downstairs, I get the bird feed, I go out and I feed the birds, put the bird feed down, and I do my breathing exercises, right? And I have already kind of done a few already in the shower and stuff, obviously, because you have nothing, but you have to breathe in the shower. Like you have to do your breathing to combat and readjust your body. So basically I do the 30 breathing out in the thing, because I've been doing it a while now. I'm okay with it. I don't have to do it lying down. So basically I do that, and then I do a bit of Qigong, right? Okay. And then I'm ready for the day. I come back in, I have my cup of lemon tea, I relax, I potter around, whatever, and then I'll have my breakfast after a while. Let that settle, and then have my breakfast after a while. So that's kind of my morning routine, and it works. It's great. I feel alive. I do feel alive. I must say, since I got to the 2 minutes, I'm feeling much better. I am feeling much better. It really does. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Now, I think that's far enough with the showers and stuff, right? Other people go further and stuff, and they go into ice baths and stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend that for the moment. I'd say leave that well enough alone, because I think from what I've heard, right, you'd want to make sure you have a good, healthy heart before you start going into the ice baths and stuff. You'd nearly want to talk to your doctor and say, listen, I'm thinking about doing ice baths. What do you think? The shower is safe enough, because you'll have a warm shower first, and then you'll have the cold shower, and it won't be much. It's only 2 minutes, it's grand, but the ice bath is one level up again. It is quite cold. So I would recommend, just to be safe, talk to your doctor and say to him, listen, I'm thinking of doing ice baths. The showers are enough. The cold showers are enough. You don't need to do the ice baths. But again, if you want to do them, You can do them. I haven't got there yet. I don't know if I'll do that, but I don't know. Maybe I will. So yeah, so here's the mind. What else does it do? Yeah, the reason the mind, you have the mind, the frontal cortex here, where all your thinking goes on. And when you overthink, you're doing yourself an injustice, right? It's not good for you, right? It's not good for you. So what the cold does is it clears that, right? You can't think, and it gives you a break, right? And that's very important, right? What I'll do now is mention that mention that. Okay, so the box breathing, you know, the to balance the system is the 5 in and the 6 out, right? We know that, right? Okay, so that gets you nice and even, right? If you visualize train tracks, right, your balanced breathing will be inside the train tracks, right? Okay, your exaggerated breathing will be outside the train tracks, right? We're going up and down, right? Okay, this needs to be done lying down, right, for a start, right? Okay, and you can start with 15 if you want. Okay, start with 15 for the first 2 days, right? And then move to the 30 if you wish. You may want to do the 30, but I would, you know, just if you're starting from scratch, do the 15, right? Okay, and then when you do the 15, you go in and out for the 15 or 30, right? We'll stick with the 30 for the moment, but you know you can do 15 if you want. Do the 30. And when you get to the final exhale, hold, right? Hold it there, right? And then when you hold it there for as long as you can, right? You inhale, right? Right in, and you hold that for 15 seconds, and then you let go. So we're going to try that now, right? Okay. So if you're all lying down, right, or you're sitting in a recliner, or you're sitting in a chair, right? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to, let's see now, where am I? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Bear with me now for a second. I'll try and find what I'm looking for. Have a graph there somewhere. Oh, yes, here. Okay. So I've explained what we're going to do and I'll talk you through it. So sit back and relax. Make sure you're nice and comfortable in your chair. Okay. So take a nice deep breath in. We're going to do the 30 breaths, right? If you feel anyway dizzy or whatever after 15, you can stop, right? And hold your breath as long as you can. You choose. But I'm going to go as far as the 30, right? So breathe in and out. In a second. Breathe in and out. 3, out. 4, out. 5, out. 6, out. 7, out. 8, out. 9, out. 10, out. 11, out. 12, out. 13, out. 14, out. 15, out. 16, out. 17, out. 18, out. 19, out. 20, out. 21, out. 22, out. 23, out. 24, out. 25, out. 26, out. 27, out. 28, out. 29, out. And now when you get to 30, do 30, and when you come out, you hold. Hold for as long as you can. So 1, 2, 3, keep holding. Good woman, good man. There you go. Doing great. Body's relaxed. That's it, keep going. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's it. That's it. Keep going till you can't go no more. That's it. Okay, keep going. Should be doing fine. Should have enough. Better keep going. If you can't, just take an inhale and hold for 15 seconds. But if you can, keep going. There you go. Okay. So I'm interested to see now how you get on, and hold, exhale and hold for 15 seconds. Did any of you do it? Okay, I did it, but only made it to about 45 seconds. Yeah, that's fine. That's grand. You're only starting out, right? It'll build and build and build, right? Okay, so if you do it every day, and tomorrow, see, your lungs have to be expanded. And as your lungs become expanded, the air capacity in your lungs will increase, okay? And this will allow you to hold your breath longer, right? You're only starting out, it's okay. 45 is excellent, right? That's over half a minute, right? You keep doing it every day, you will be surprised how fast you'll get to 2 minutes, right? Let's see now, any other questions? I think that's it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so close it down now. Have I got anything else? Okay, so your cold therapy, your sympathetic nervous system goes up, your vascular system goes up. They have all these complicated words. It'll function better. Your blood pressure will, if your blood pressure is low, it'll go up slightly, but not dangerously. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Just make sure when you're doing the cold showers, you do going into the cold nice and gradually, so it's not too much of a shock. You'll be grand. Okay, don't go straight into cold until you get used to, your body gets used to it. Go gradually into the cold, right? So the shock isn't too much. Shock is actually good for you. Fasting is another way of helping your body to readjust. It's actually very good for you. I would recommend, they say 12 to 14 hours if you're over 50. If you're under 50, you could probably do 50, you could probably do 14, 12 to 14, maybe 16 if you're under 50. But a happy medium is 14 hours of fasting is enough. And 12, if you start off with 12, maybe once or twice a week. I do 12 to 14 every day now, basically, just to give my body a break. And I stop eating then at about 7 o'clock. Try to make 7 o'clock my last mouthful. Okay. Then I would recommend, if you're drinking water and stuff, so you get a solid night's sleep, because you will get better sleep after this. To get a solid night's sleep and sleep through the night, I would suggest that you drink a nice pint glass, maybe at around 4 o'clock, and then you sip after that for the rest of the night. Just gentle sips, especially after 6. After 6, you should be only taking little sips, because you want to get all that excess water out of your system, so you're not getting up over the night. Okay. Okay, so chronic stress would be emotional stress, which would be anger, anxiety, fear, etc. That's not good for you, right? Short-term stress, which this is short-term stress, which would be the for the showers and stuff. Short-term stress is normal, right? Okay, it's good. It helps your body. It's very healthy for your body. It strengthens your body. It gives your body a reason to improve. So you're working on it daily. Your body will become more resilient. That's what we want. We'll be able to face the stresses of every day more efficiently, calmer, right? We won't get so panicky when things happen. At the moment, I know with myself before I started kind of doing this on a more regular basis, I used to be panic, everything was urgent, right? But now it's more of a like, okay, let's see what we'll do. What are our options? So the body is definitely more calmer, it's more balanced, right? Your stress levels aren't so high, right? You balance out your central nervous system. Okay, all right. So I think that's probably enough information for today.